Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we are covering a major and alarming development that has captured the attention of the entire world. The Crimea Bridge has been engulfed in flames following a massive explosion. This catastrophic event not only raises questions about regional security, but also has profound implications for Russia's military and economic strategies, given the bridge's critical role in connecting the Russian mainland to Crimea. The fire and damage have left experts, officials, and civilians alike scrambling to understand the immediate and long-term consequences of this sudden disaster. The Crimea Bridge, also known as the Kerch Strait Bridge, has been a symbol of Russia's power and strategic infrastructure in the region. Its construction was a massive undertaking that involved significant resources, engineering feats, and political determination. The bridge is not just a route for civilians and vehicles. It is a lifeline for military logistics, trade, and the movement of goods and personnel. Any disruption to this key connection instantly triggers cascading effects across multiple domains, from defense readiness to supply chains and economic stability. Eyewitnesses reported a sudden explosion followed by massive flames consuming a section of the bridge. Thick black smoke rose into the sky, visible from miles away, creating a scene of chaos and panic. Emergency services rushed to the scene, but the intensity of the fire and the scale of the blast made immediate containment extremely difficult. Authorities are investigating the cause, with preliminary reports suggesting either a technical malfunction, sabotage, or military action. The uncertainty surrounding the origin of the blast only adds to the tension in the region. The strategic importance of the bridge cannot be overstated. For Russia, it serves as a direct supply route to Crimea, which is crucial for military operations and civilian administration. Any disruption hampers the movement of essential resources, creates logistical bottlenecks, and exposes vulnerabilities in infrastructure security. Analysts have long warned that such critical structures are potential targets in conflicts, and this incident confirms the validity of those concerns. The psychological impact of the bridge being attacked or damaged also carries significant weight, as it undermines public confidence and national pride. In the immediate aftermath, authorities moved swiftly to assess the damage and prevent further destruction. Structural engineers and emergency crews conducted inspections to determine the stability of the remaining sections. Reports indicate that parts of the bridge may be structurally compromised, raising the possibility of partial closure for weeks or even months. This scenario would have severe repercussions for transportation, trade, and the movement of military equipment, forcing Russia to rely on alternative, less efficient routes. The economic ramifications are considerable. The bridge is not only a military asset, but also a vital corridor for goods, including food, fuel, and consumer products. Delays and disruptions could lead to shortages, price spikes, and general economic strain in Crimea and the surrounding regions. Businesses relying on the bridge for logistics will have to recalibrate operations, and international trade partners may also feel indirect effects. The blast could also affect investor confidence in Russian infrastructure projects, as the perceived risk of attacks or sabotage rises sharply. The military dimension of the event is equally significant. Crimea has been a focal point of Russian military presence and strategic positioning since its annexation. The bridge allows rapid deployment of troops, equipment, and supplies, giving Russia a tactical advantage in the region. Any compromise to this route could temporarily hinder operational flexibility, forcing military planners to adjust strategies and supply chains. In addition, The attack, if confirmed as intentional, could signal escalation by opposing forces, raising concerns about broader conflict scenarios. International reactions have been swift, with governments and organizations expressing alarm at the scale of the incident. While some have called for restraint and thorough investigation, others have underscored the potential geopolitical implications. The blast at such a high-profile infrastructure site is being analyzed not only as a tactical event, but also as a symbolic challenge to Russia's control and influence in the region. This incident will likely factor into ongoing diplomatic discussions, sanctions considerations, and security planning among multiple countries. Security experts have also highlighted the potential for future vulnerabilities. Bridges, ports, and other critical infrastructure are often targeted in asymmetric warfare, cyber operations, or sabotage campaigns. The fire on the Crimea Bridge serves as a stark reminder that even the most robust and well-guarded structures are susceptible to disruption. It prompts governments to reconsider security protocols, emergency preparedness, and monitoring systems to prevent or mitigate similar incidents in the future. Civilians in the region have expressed shock and fear, with social media flooded with images and videos of the blazing bridge. Eyewitness accounts describe scenes of chaos, traffic standstills, and emergency services in full response mode. The psychological impact of such a dramatic event cannot be underestimated. It raises questions about safety, infrastructure resilience, and the broader stability of the region, affecting both residents and businesses. The ongoing investigation will be crucial in determining the cause of the blast and fire. Technical experts are analyzing debris, surveillance footage, and structural data to piece together a comprehensive understanding of what happened. If the explosion is confirmed to be a deliberate act, it could mark a significant escalation in regional tensions, prompting responses that may include heightened security measures, retaliatory actions, or diplomatic interventions. The global community is watching closely to see how Russia responds and whether similar infrastructure remains at risk. In addition to immediate damage, long-term recovery and reconstruction will be challenging. Engineering assessments must determine whether sections of the bridge can be repaired or require complete replacement. Reconstruction would demand significant investment, skilled labor, and coordination with transportation and military authorities. The timeline for reopening the bridge could extend months, affecting trade, mobility, and regional stability. Planning for such large-scale recovery will require careful management and resource allocation. The incident also underscores the broader vulnerabilities of key infrastructure in conflict zones. While the Crimea Bridge has been considered a symbol of Russian engineering and control, this event highlights how critical assets can be compromised, intentionally or accidentally, with widespread consequences. Governments and military strategists worldwide will likely review similar structures and implement precautionary measures to reduce risk and improve resilience. Media coverage of the explosion has been extensive, with international outlets highlighting the dramatic visuals, eyewitness accounts, and potential implications. The event has generated discussions about regional security, military strategy, and geopolitical tensions. Analysts are weighing the potential ripple effects, from supply chain disruptions to shifts in military posture, as nations seek to understand the broader context of the blast. Political analysts have also emphasized the symbolic nature of the attack. Beyond the physical destruction, damaging such a highly visible and strategic structure sends a powerful message to both domestic and international audiences. It challenges perceptions of control and authority, potentially influencing public opinion, diplomatic stances, and military calculations. The event demonstrates how infrastructure can serve as both a tactical asset and a psychological instrument in modern conflicts. As the situation develops, monitoring updates from official sources, emergency responders, and independent observers will be essential. The extent of structural damage, potential casualties, and the origin of the explosion will determine the next steps in both recovery and security measures. Authorities are under pressure to provide clear information while managing the complex task of restoring a critical artery for the region. The humanitarian dimension should also be considered. Residents who rely on the bridge for daily travel, supply deliveries, and emergency services face immediate challenges. Temporary rerouting, increased travel times, and limited access to essential goods could create hardships for civilians, particularly those living in more remote or isolated areas of Crimea. Humanitarian agencies and local authorities must coordinate effectively to minimize disruption and support affected populations. Economic experts warn that the incident could impact regional markets, trade flows, and investment confidence. Russia may need to implement emergency logistics solutions to sustain movement of goods and personnel. Alternative routes, whether via ferry systems, secondary road networks, or other infrastructure, may not offer the same efficiency or capacity, resulting in logistical bottlenecks. The situation highlights the delicate balance between strategic infrastructure and operational continuity in conflict-affected regions. From a military perspective, planners will need to assess the vulnerabilities revealed by this incident. Contingency plans for rapid deployment, supply chain rerouting, and operational adjustments are likely being implemented to mitigate the impact. If the attack was deliberate, it could indicate a level of sophistication and intent by opposing forces, prompting further defense measures and intelligence operations. This dynamic reinforces the importance of safeguarding critical infrastructure against both physical and cyber threats. Internationally, this event may influence diplomatic discussions, security assessments, and policy decisions. Countries with strategic interests in the region will evaluate potential scenarios, including escalation risks and opportunities for negotiation. The global community may also pressure relevant actors to ensure the safety and security of critical infrastructure, emphasizing the importance of avoiding further destabilization in an already tense geopolitical landscape. In conclusion, the massive explosion and fire engulfing the Crimea Bridge represents a significant event with far-reaching consequences. It is not just a dramatic visual incident, but a critical disruption affecting military logistics, civilian transportation, economic activity, and geopolitical stability. The cause, response, and aftermath of this event will be closely monitored by analysts, governments, and civilians alike. Understanding the full implications of this disaster requires attention to strategic, economic, humanitarian, and psychological dimensions. As the situation unfolds, it will serve as a reminder of the vulnerabilities inherent in vital infrastructure, the importance of security preparedness, and the complex interplay of power, logistics, and regional influence. The Crimea Bridge incident will undoubtedly shape discussions and decisions for months to come, providing lessons in resilience, crisis management, and strategic foresight. Thank you for watching. Stay informed, and we'll see you in the next video.